world record for starting a lives. And no problem. All right. On the everyone, Boozhoo, Atelihai, Tunngahugit, and Atelihai. Welcome everyone to our virtual fitness. Today is Wednesday, so it's going to be our core workout. We're going to be working on both our front abdominals with the obliques and our lower backs as well. So it's going to be a 2-in-1 today for our core workout. Hope everyone enjoys it. Thank you to Sport Canada and the Canadian Heritage. Got to get back into saying that. And of course, thank you to everyone watching at home. And thank you, Brian and Paige from the Toronto Inuit Association, joining me here today for this workout. And let's get into it. So, like always, we start with our warm-up, get into our workout, and then get into our cool-down. We're going to be reducing some of our repetitions during the workout, but we're going to make it sort of double movement exercises. So it's going to be more difficult, less time consuming. So hopefully we can get into it. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to do a 20-second plank. So we're just going to wake the core up, wake up the lower back. Again, 20 seconds here. Getting right into that plank position. Ten more seconds here. There we go. So again, just a 20-second plank, something quick, open up, fire up our abdominal muscles. And staying in that plank position, we're going to move into some plank ups. So we're going to start using our top abdominal muscles, lower abdominal muscles to bring our butt in the air from that prone plank position. So again, we're getting back into that plank position, and we're just going to bring the butt up and back down to that plank position. And again, we're going to be doing this 5 times here. Again, control those movements. Just like that, 5 pretty quickly. Again, going a little bit slower there just to get that tightness, holding the butt in the air, holding that plank position. Great stuff to just warm everything up. And now to start hitting our obliques, we're going to get into some oblique twists. So again, you can do this weightless, or you can grab a weight for this portion, but this is just the warm-up. So we're going to start activating that core. So just start by getting yourself into a nice sit-up, get yourself about halfway, activating that core. And we're going to reach behind ourselves. And again, we're going to do this quick here, up to 20. Again, we're just going to open up the obliques, holding ourselves up with that core. Whew. Just like so. Again, when you're doing those twists, great idea is to start in a sit-up position. So actually do a sit-up halfway, then start those twists. Really going to feel it a lot deeper in the abs. And now for our last part of the warm-up, we're going to do some alternating scissor kicks. So I've been doing these for the challenge, and they are absolutely brutal on the lower abdominal muscles, so should be pretty good for us here. So we're going to start just laying down on our backs. And again, same thing, just like with those twists, we're going to start with a leg lift. So lifting the legs up, you're already activating that lower abdominal core. And then we're going to start alternating our legs, one foot over the other, keeping them suspended in the air. Again, we're going to do this 20 times, just like those oblique twists. Just like that, 20, pretty quickly. We've gotten through the warm-up. Everything's feeling pretty activated. Also a little bit tired. Definitely got some cardio in there. And so now we're going to get into our workout. So I've got some lighter weights today, just because some of the movement that we're going to be doing, one arm, we're going to have to hold 2 weights at the same time. So just to make it easier. And let's get into it. So the first thing that we can do is a sit up with a raised arm side reach. So I'm going to grab my lighter weights here, and just from the side, we're going to sit down, keeping the weights close to our chest, coming up, reaching over, back down, back up. Again, we're stretching with the obliques. All the way up to 8 here. This is great for the core. Again, we're reaching over, making that C, stretching out those obliques. All the way up to 8. So again, great stuff for that core. So now we're going to get into a V up. So same thing, toning it down. We're going to go to 8. And if you do want to use a weight, you're more than welcome to. I'm going to try it out here. So again, starting in that leg lift position, laying on our backs. Bring the weight about to chest level. And again, all the way up to 8 here. Again, keeping that weight stabilized. It'll also help with balance, which is great. You don't have to rely too much on that forward momentum. Just keeping that weight there helps out a lot. And now we're going to get into the lower back section. So we're going to start with some weighted good mornings. So good mornings are great. Coming down to the hip hinge, and we're lifting with the lower back. So again, squaring our hips, feet shoulder width apart. You can bring the dumbbells up, knuckles facing back. And we're coming right down to the hip line, back up. If you don't feel this in your lower back, I do recommend just waiting at the hip line for a second and then coming back up, and you'll really feel that lower back exercise kicking in. But otherwise, going right up to 8. Just like so. All right, now we're into our final exercise. Gotta catch my breath. But we're now gonna move into our weighted T rotation. So I hope that this sort of format helps out with the difficulty here. So I hope it goes from harder to easiest. I generally find the lower back easier, but might be different. So we're going to start with those T rotations again. So we're bending over right at the hip hinge, feet shoulder width apart, squaring the hips. And again, elbow behind you. Elbow behind you. Twisting those weights. All the way up to 8. Just like so. If anybody does find that the T rotations are maybe a little bit difficult, maybe you need some extra stretching or some strength in your lower back, or you have some stiffness, I do recommend switching over into a different type of lower back workout. So maybe even just doing some dumbbell pulls to the hip line. Great for the lower back, and it's not as invasive twisting around the spine. So hope everyone's enjoying this workout. I feel like I've talked nonstop for like 10 minutes straight.
I feel like my back was cracking for part of it too. It was like a nice little morning stretch. Like everything cracks. Felt good. I think the Instagram live ended.
Oh, what? Oh my!
Oh,
My phone just restarted.
Oh.
Sorry, guys. Yeah.
I was trying to juggle a kettlebell for the first exercise, and it really wasn't working. I was doing it by the handle, which is probably a mistake. I'll try and do it by the bell itself this time, but yeah, I'm not feeling super positive about it just because I have all of my big weights here and none of my small.
Yeah, when you tell me that you didn't have your lighter weights, I was like, ooh, ooh. Oops, you know. Like, all right, let me start this Instagram live again while I choke on my coffee.
Because you shouldn't be drinking coffee, you should be drinking water.
I mean, it has water in it. Like, you know, like. No, they just have some bread. I should be drinking water. All right, so let's get into these sit-ups. We're gonna get into these side reaches. Feeling pretty good, feeling pretty ready. So again, getting into the sit-up position.
So sorry to interrupt there. You mentioned that you want to do quite a bit of C turning. Can you show us that again?
Yeah, sure. So are you talking like from this position? Okay.
Yeah.
So what I tend to do is I tend to keep the dumbbells to my chest. I come up, reaching, so my elbow's going lower. This one's coming over the top of my head to my left side. Back down. Other side.
So you really wanna turn with your shoulders as much as you can.
Yeah, exactly. So you're coming down. So it's more like those heel reaches.
Right.
But going up. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Basically, it's like we're using our other oblique that's not being activated as like a plank to stabilize, and then the other one's getting the workout, and we're alternating. Whew, so, yeah. Hopefully it's good. So after 8 here, I think I'm actually. There we go. After 8 here, whew, moving into those V-ups. So again, you can use some heavier weights if you want, or maybe even use 2. I might try 2. Let's see how it goes. But again, all the way up to 8 here. Whew. Really good stuff. Holding the 2 dumbbells there over my chest during those V-ups really got my chest going there too. So now we're into that lower back. I'm gonna get into those good mornings. And again, dumbbells up to your ears, parallel with your shoulders. And again, you want to be arching that spine, and you want to be pushing back into the hamstrings. So you should feel some tightness along the back of your hamstring. And of course, after those good mornings, you're gonna get into those 2 rotations. But again, if you don't want to do those, more than welcome to do some dumbbell pulls, whatever works for you and your lower back. But otherwise, again, twisting these dumbbells. So after 8, taking that rest. We're doing pretty good. Definitely going through this one pretty fast. halfway done. Whew. Already feeling pretty tired, feeling pretty sweaty. How are you feeling, Red? Just like sitting there with her mouth open, like.
It's so trippy seeing both of your dogs and like them not knowing each other or being friends. Like they could totally be having like a play date right now. Just so unaware.
Yeah, Kulu exists solely on smell, so she can't smell Red. Red doesn't exist. Here she is, though. She's so excited. Kulu.
That's awesome. I wonder what they think of all this. Like, what's going on in their minds when they see us talking to a box with other people talking to boxes in it, you know?
Stupid humans.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Whew. All right. So feeling pretty good here. Gonna get into this next part of the workout. And yeah.
I'm gonna have to sit this one out. I've got somebody at the door.
Okay. Whew. All right. So again, coming up, reaching with the obliques. Again, if this exercise is uncomfortable for you, and again, you're straining the obliques too much, or your shoulders, there's so many variations to this that you could do. The best one obviously would be to continue doing those twists.
I feel like I never know if I've overdone it until the next day. And I'm feeling now like doing that movement, my arms and my shoulders are sore from Monday.
I know we're always playing catch up with our bodies. I've noticed always, yeah. So into those weighted V-ups, if you would like to use weights. Again, we're lifting the upper and the lower body using our abdominals all the way up to 8. And after that, jumping into those good mornings. And again, dumbbells to the ears, arching that spine and pushing back into the hamstrings. Wow. So building up quite a sweat here. Got the 2 rotations left. Jeez. So
For the fourth one, I ended up doubling up my weight, but I'm only doing 4 per side, so 8 that count as opposed to 8 each side.
Yep.
Have you been doing 8 each or 4?
Actually, I've been trying to do 8 total, but I've been messing up and going to like 12 or 10 each time, just because I'm so used to doing 10s, you know. So, but I have been trying to do 8. I'm using 2 15 dumbbells, but that's totally just me. You know, you might just have a really strong lower back, weak lower back, but yeah.
Yeah, it's really hard with the counts to try and remember whether you're supposed to be doing each side or each side means 1.
Yeah.
But whatever works.
All right, sounds good. But yeah, no, I mean, if you're working out at home and you find that you're not feeling a burn and that tightness in the lower back, definitely up those repetitions. Maybe even try to see if what your maximum reach behind you is without weights, and then trying to get to that maximum point each time with weights. Just some like little bit of setup things. I know I have to do that myself, especially with chest. I just can't, just jump into it. So, feeling pretty good. We're on to our last set here. And I built up quite a bit of sweat. This is definitely different than our usual cardio-based core exercises. It's definitely a lot more strength-based in the lower back and the frontal core. So hopefully we get some power from it. And otherwise we'll get into this last set here. So of course we want to bring this one home. So again, we're coming up, pushing with that oblique, up, pushing with that oblique. And again, if you want to get some extra plank in here, you can hold that position, do both the oblique pumps, like so, and start counting those by 8. Or you're welcome to just do 1 each time you come up. Again, whatever works for you. Now, gonna get into those weighted V-ups. So again, keeping the weights close to our chest here. I think I'm gonna start doing V-ups like these, I think period, just because the balance is so much nicer. And I feel like I can actually do the movements. Whew. So got through those V-ups, feeling pretty good. Into those good mornings, dumbbells to the ears. Arching that spine. And again, pushing against those hamstrings. Whew. And finishing off with those T rotations. And again, bending over. Whew. All right, feeling pretty good.
For the last 2 exercises, I just have like my hair over my face, my eyes closed, like grimacing through it.
That's smart, actually. Wear a mask so it's unclear just how much you're straining.
Yeah. But with my eyes closed, I kind of got dizzy, so be careful.
Yeah, the worst is when you're like on like the last 2, repetitions of exercise and you have sweat in your eyes and you're just like just trying to power through it. Whew. Whew. So definitely pretty sweaty from this workout, a little out of breath too. So feeling pretty good about that so far. We're gonna get into our cool down here. Definitely a good time to stretch out those oblique muscles. So we're gonna start with a C stretch. So this is gonna be for our lower back. But best idea here is to get on our backs. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna lift up the middle part of our back. And we're gonna try to push that chest to the sky and push our hip into the ground. So there should be space just between your shoulder blades and your lower back, right in between your mat and your back. And again, just 10 seconds here, stretching out that lower back. Just like so. Again, so pushing those shoulders back, arching that spine. Again, you want space between your butt and your shoulder blades. Now after that, we're gonna move into some sun salutations, which is just my favorite for stretching the core. I don't think much else really gets to the core like, I guess, a simple sun salutation stretch. And again, if you're also feeling like you need to stretch your obliques at this point, you can just twist your shoulder and again, lower that to one side, lower it to the other. But otherwise, just finishing up here. And from this position, we're gonna move into a, I think it's called like downward facing dolphin, but it's basically downward facing dog on your forearms. So we're gonna get onto our forearms and we're gonna walk our toes up until we're comfortable. And again, try to push in that core. Really nice on the shoulders there too. You got Kulu eating and stretching. And now finish everything off. We're gonna get into a Superman oblique stretch. So we're gonna activate that Superman. So again, lifting that upper body, lower body off the floor. We're stretching the back, the core here, and we're gonna take our right hand. I'm just gonna reach down our right side. So again, really stretch out that oblique. Keep everything off the ground as best as you can. 5 seconds one side, and 5 seconds the other side. Whew. So just like so, stretching everything out there. Of course, if you feel like you need any more stretches or anything like that, we have some great resources. Like every video at the end, about like the last 5 minutes. Some great stretches there, especially every core video, lower back video. A lot of great stuff there. Usually some unique stretches in there as well. And before we move on, just like to see how everybody's doing. How do you feel about this page? Yeah.
Feeling good. Feeling very tired and sweaty, but feeling good. How are you doing?
Good. I'm excellent. I'm excellent. Feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty fit. How about you, Brian?
Well, I just sweated quite a lot through one of my favorite hats, so I'm kind of regretting that a little bit. Also, Kulu got a treat partway through there and decided to monopolize the screen with her appreciation, which is always just adorable.
That's awesome. Yeah,
Hey, Red.
Yeah, they're shining in the light, you know. Just
She knows where the stage lighting is.
Yeah, she does. It's crazy. I don't know. I think there's something about starting these videos, filming anything, and her hearing me talking to myself that makes her worry about me. Every day, it's like she's coming to do a mental health check on me. Sitting in the living room talking to the screen. But thank you everyone for jumping on this video. So of course, thank you to us at TIA. Thank you everyone at home, wherever you are tuning in, watching us on Instagram and Facebook. And yeah, see everybody Friday. And thanks again. Make sure to check out the last day of the challenge. Don't recommend starting on the 12th day. I would build up to it, but totally there if you want it. And otherwise, yeah, see everybody Friday for the leg day. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.